Vitamin D. We all know it is good for our bones and skin, but the research is growing. Vitamin D is doing so much more, especially for athletes. Outdoor trainer. The major natural source of vitamin D is through sun exposure of the skin. UV light, especially type B, causes our body to produce vitamin D. Humans need some UV radiation to maintain adequate vitamin D levels. Sadly, it is now estimated that over 1 billion people worldwide are low on vitamin D levels. And that is a big problem, since we now know that vitamin D is more than just about bone health. Low levels of vitamin D increases the risk for cancer, diabetes, inflammatory bowel disease, and many other health conditions. What's even more interesting, vitamin D can significantly affect physical performance and musculoskeletal injuries in athletes. A very recent study conducted in 2021 analyzed the importance of vitamin D levels in athletes. The results are fascinating. Indeed, low vitamin D levels have negative effects on muscle strength, power, and endurance. It increases stress fractures and other musculoskeletal injuries, and affect acute muscle injuries and inflammation following high-intensity exercises. I hear you thinking, tell me how to increase those vitamin D levels right now. The answer is simple. Expose yourself to natural sunlight. 5 to 15 minutes of sun exposure of hands, face and arms, about 3 times a week during the summer, is sufficient to keep your vitamin D levels high. In winter, you want daily sun exposure. What about getting some extra tan and vitamin D in a beauty salon? Wrong, don't do it. Science tells us that there is no such thing as a safe tanning bed, tanning booth or sun lamp. Just one indoor tanning session can increase the risk of developing skin cancer. So I urge you to stop doing artificial tanning in an indoor saloon. Please go outside and catch some natural sunlight. It's completely free. Researchers made another interesting observation. Indeed, indoor athletes had a lower vitamin D levels than outdoor athletes. That's why I'm a big fan of exercising outdoors. Free sunlight, fresh air and vitamin D. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you next week again for a new episode. Until then, I'm out. And I think it's time for you to catch some sunlight.